Welcome back to the Radical Word. I'm glad you've tuned in again, and I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. It's by a friend of mine named Tim Sullivan, who's been involved in various radical ministries throughout the course of his life. Tim's latest ministry is called Heartcraft, and he has arranged a way to employ people in third world countries where jobs are pretty scarce and find markets for their native crafts here in the United States, while at the same time providing them an opportunity to get some extra care and to hear the gospel as well. It's a wonderful ministry, and Tim is a wonderful man. And he's a thoughtful man. He's deeply into the Word, and I hope you will be challenged by this lesson on keeping a radical focus. God bless you, and enjoy.
Hello, my name's Tim Sullivan. I'm one of the missionaries that you all have supported for a number of years now. My wife and children, 2 daughters and I, were in North India working with Muslims there for 11 years. And for the last 3 years, we've been back in the United States working with Heartcraft. We're the ones that usually mess up your lobby, or in your case, this last year, your fellowship hall, for a good day or so. And we greatly appreciate your involvement in our ministry with Heartcraft. So this morning, or this evening, no, today, now, right now, what I'm going to be talking about is the story where Jesus comes to the disciples walking on the water. That's found in Matthew 14. And it starts out, actually, with Jesus finishing the busiest day of ministry that he's had. He is just finished feeding over thousands and thousands of people. And it says in Matthew 14 that immediately he takes his disciples, puts them in a boat, and sends them across the lake. Now, the trip that they presumably were taking should have taken anywhere from half an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the vessel you were in or the storms or whatever was coming up. So they set sail or went to row across that particular stretch of the lake. Jesus says, or it says in Matthew after that Jesus took the crowds of people and dismissed them and went up onto a mountain to pray. And while he was praying, it says in the fourth watch of the night, so somewhere between 3 and 6 a.m., he looks out and he sees the boat where the disciples are rowing a distance from shore. And the wind and the waves were against them. I think it's a great picture, frankly, of what it feels like in the Christian life often. That oftentimes, when we're at our wits' end, we've finished a day of hard work, we're out there rowing against the wind. That captures beautifully, oftentimes, I think, the way we feel about different things that we're confronting in life. And it says that Jesus next came to the disciples walking on the water. Now, I love this. They see him coming and walking on the water, and their immediate response is one of, "Oh, joy! Here he is! He's here to rescue us!" No, that's not their immediate response. Their immediate response is absolute terror. "Oh, it's a ghost!" And then he says, "Fear not. It is I. Don't be afraid." Well, actually, that's really not what he said. He did say, "Fear not," but he didn't say, "It is I." He said, "Fear not, I am. Don't be afraid." Now, I don't know about you this time around, but for the disciples in the boat, they understood the difference completely. They understood what a vast difference that would make. It wasn't just, "It is I. I am. Don't be afraid." Now, I guess I'm wondering right now, in my own heart, maybe in yours as well, what is it that's going on in your life that "I am" would make a difference? Do you understand what the difference would be? Maybe now's a good time just to discuss. What is the difference between "I am" versus "it is I"? Well, the disciples understood that "I am" harkens back to the story, really, of Moses, and when God sent him to Pharaoh. And Pharaoh says, or Moses says, "Who am I? I mean, what right do I have to go to the Pharaoh? Who should I say sent me?" And the Lord tells Moses, "Tell him I am sent you." Now, I'm not sure that Moses thought that was a very helpful answer, but it was the answer that he gave. And what he's really saying in that very short phrase is, "I am everything you will ever need. I am everything you long for. I am everything that matters most in life. I am what makes the difference for eternity. So tonight, as you think about the different things that you're walking through in your own day-to-day grind, what is it that it means to you that I am is there with you? Well, Peter is moved by that statement. I mean, moved immensely, actually. And he, hearing that, I am, don't be afraid. He turns and he says, Lord, if that's you, bid me to come. And not just come, but literally on the water with you. Jesus, being a master teacher, says, come. So Peter bounds out of the boat, not giving it another thought. Now, I don't know about you, but about now, I'm wondering, if my name were Peter, I might have thought twice about jumping over the edge of that boat. Now think about that. What does Peter's name actually mean? The Rock. I would have thought twice before I jumped over the side of that boat. Anyway, Peter doesn't, given Peter's personality. He doesn't think twice. He jumps over the side of the boat, and he starts walking toward Jesus. Now, I want us to back up just a second and remember, when Jesus came and he said, don't be afraid, it's just as important to remember what he was saying not to be afraid, or why they should not be afraid. He said, because I am, don't be afraid. Notice he didn't say, hey fellas, don't be afraid, because you're really good oarsmen. Really, you're doing a great job, keep it up. No, he didn't say that, because frankly it wasn't true. They weren't really that far from shore. He didn't say, don't be afraid, guys, because after all, you're my friends, and I'm here to be a friend with you. No, he didn't say that either. And he didn't say, hey, don't be afraid, because I think you're really nifty people, and as long as we be nifty people in life, it's okay. No, he didn't say any of those things. And as Peter jumps out of the boat, realizing I am is calling him, all of a sudden we really begin to understand this well. Because Peter bounds out and he looks at the wind and the waves and all the distractions and all of the things in his immediate life that would cause him worry. And he begins to focus on those rather than on I am. And he begins to drop like his namesake, like a rock, right in the water. Jesus graciously reaches down and grabs him by the hand and saves him. And immediately, as soon as he pulls him up out of the water, he says, it's okay, Peter. Nice try. Really, I'm proud of you, son. No, he didn't say that. He said, why did you doubt? Now, again, I don't know about you, but if I were Peter, about now I would be thinking, me? Me doubt? What about them still in the boat? I was the only one that got out. Now, what do you mean, me doubt? I had great faith. I at least left the boat. They just sat there like a bump on a log. Now, I don't think that's what Jesus was talking about, though. I don't think it was an issue of why did you doubt, meaning coming out here on the water. I think Jesus was very pointedly saying, Peter, what moved you out of the boat was you heard that I am here with you. And then you got out here and you got to looking around at all the wind and all the waves and all the issues and struggles in life. And you took your eyes off of I am. Why, Peter? Why did you get out of the boat on the I am plan? And then get all caught up in your worries and switch to the I can plan? What in the world made you think, son, that you could walk on water by yourself? Yeah, apart from me, you have no hope of doing this. Now, I guess as we sit here in your time together, I think that's what I would begin to wonder in my own heart, is what is it that God has put in your plate? What is it that you're walking through? What is it that's distracting you? What are the wind and the waves in your lives right now? What are those things that would seek to get your eyes off of I am and on to I can? Quite frankly, you can't. None of us can. We were not wired to do this thing all on our own. This is not a gig on the I can. We are totally, utterly dependent upon him. So, what is it that he has before you? What is it that's distracting you? And what is it that's keeping you from keeping your eyes focused on I am? And what difference do you think it would make?